Hello, I'm Daniel. I am going to talk today about something called metta. Metta. Metta is a Sanskrit word that means, usually it's translated as kindness or benevolence or friendliness, those kinds of connotations. Metta. And I'm telling you about that because I'm going to tell you a story, and it really relates today, I think, because kindness and harmony and love and peace, these are things we need in the world today, of course. And that has always been true. It has been what the Buddha saw that was needed in our time, in his time, and it's what we see as needed in our time today. And that's why I want to talk about it. But what I'm going to tell you is a story, and this is called the story. The story is called the Metta Sutta. The Metta Sutta, and you don't have to remember that, of course, but the way the story goes is this. In the Buddha's time, there were these monks who went to meditate in the forest. Okay? So the Buddha told the people that were following him around, like, go places and meditate. And this group of monks went and meditated in a dark forest, and they developed this fear. And the fear they developed was that the forest was haunted. So these monks are in the forest trying to meditate, trying to train in wisdom and awareness, and they think there's ghosts around, so they're scared, and because they're scared, they're not focusing on their practice, they're just focusing on how scared they are all the time. Okay? So that's the setting. These monks are out there, and they're just scared. Really, really scared, just shaking, like I imagine a Scooby-Doo cartoon is how scared they are. And so these monks are in the forest, and they're scared, and they're trying to meditate, and so they have a lot of trouble because of all this anxiety and fear, which we can all maybe understand if we're meditators. We can all understand having some anxiety around our meditation practice, right? Anxiety around it. Maybe not fear, like I'm not scared of ghosts when I'm meditating, but I'm definitely like fidgeting and thinking of other things I could be doing, blah, 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 right? So, these monks are in the forest and they're nervous and scared, and they go to the Buddha and they say, hey, we're really scared, right? We're really scared and we're trying to meditate and it's not working. What should we do? What should we do? And the Buddha ends up giving them a big long speech about kindness. He just says, oh, well, if you're scared, practice kindness. And I'm gonna read that to you now. The Metta Sutta, the version I'm reading is found in this book, Boundless Heart by Christina Feldman, highly recommend. So I'm going to read to you this version of the Metta Sutta that she has in this book, and then I'm going to have a lot to say on it, I think. So, the Metta Sutta. And this is in verse, as many of these oldest Buddhist texts are in verse, and this is in a verse form. So it's really easy to read, it's really quick, I promise. So again, the context is these monks super scared of ghosts. And they say, Buddha, what should we do? There's ghosts in the forest, okay? And he doesn't tell them how to get rid of ghosts. He doesn't tell them to go meditate somewhere else. He just presents them kindness as an antidote to their fear. So I'm going to read this to you now, and this is something that's very quotable. It's heavily quoted by people. It's a very beloved text, and it's like a page. Okay, so here it is. The Metta Sutta. This is, again, the Buddha speaking. He says, to reach the state of peace, one skilled in the good should be capable and upright, easy to speak to and straightforward, of gentle nature and not proud, contented and easily supported, living lightly and having few duties, wise and with senses calmed, not arrogant and without greed for supporters, and should not do the least thing that the wise would reproach them for. Or should reflect in this way. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings be happy-minded. Whatever living beings there may be, whether weak or strong, tall, large, medium, or short, small or big, seen or unseen, distant or near, born or to be born, may they without exception all be happy-minded. Let no one despise another or deceive anyone anywhere. Let no one through anger or hatred wish for another's suffering. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her child, her only child, so for all beings one should guard one's boundless heart. With boundless friendliness for the whole world should one cultivate a boundless heart. In all directions, without obstruction, without hate, and without ill will. Standing or walking, sitting or lying down, whenever one is awake, may one stay with this recollection that is called the best and most sublime way of dwelling in this world. One who is virtuous, endowed with insight, not clinging to wrong view, and having overcome all passion for sensual pleasure, will not come to lie in a womb again. So, what is going on, right? So, when I first studied this story, I thought the message was, an aspect of the message was, ghosts are nothing to worry about. Ghosts are nothing to worry about. And maybe that is an aspect of the message, but the greater message here to me is the Buddha is saying, if you are there practicing virtue, being upright, being honest, being kind to others, loving the world, you're not going to have time to be scared of this. You're not going to have time to be scared of whatever weird sounds you hear in the forest late at night. You're going to be too busy focusing on goodwill and kindness and love to get caught up in that stuff. And look, I'm not in the forest afraid of ghosts, but definitely I'm getting caught up in things. I'm seeing things I disagree with and getting upset. Right? We all are, because we live in the modern world. And so what I want to argue is, what if we're too busy thinking about ways to help others to get caught up in all the many things that want to catch us and get us stuck in bad feelings? So there's more we can do to help others. There's more we can do to set that intention, because if we're setting that intention and we're trying to live the best and most virtuous, purest life we can, then there's awakening. Awakening is there. We can take the open heart as our path to awakening, and actually many people do. Just loving other people, just having grace for people we disagree with, just being kind and sharing and opening our heart, because the truth is most of the time our hearts are closed. They're closed tight because we've all been kicked in the heart before. But what if we have a boundless heart instead? What if we just open our hearts? We just care about everyone and try to embrace these immeasurable feelings of kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. That's what we're talking about here. So the lesson we can take is the Buddha, he met these monks who were very scared of ghosts, and he just told them, hey, practice virtue, be kind to others, think about good feelings toward other people, wish for the best for others. And if you're spending your time doing that, then you're not going to be scared of these ghosts that aren't really out there in the woods. You're just going to be too busy generating these positive, good, happy feelings, right? So that's what it's about. Can we set this intention to be better people? Sometimes in Buddhism, we don't focus on virtue and kindness all that much because we're busy focusing on like awareness and insight, and these things are important. Seeing the world clearly is important, but harmony with the world around us is really important too. And a way to have harmony with the world around us is to cultivate an open heart. So it's in that sense that many of the teachings and talks I'm going to give going forward are going to lean in that direction, because the world is really out of harmony right now. out of harmony right now. People are literally hating each other for having different opinions everywhere. It's all over the place. You can't escape it anymore, right? It used to be something you could ignore and get away from at times, and now that's getting more and more challenging, right? So that's it for today. I just wanted to talk really briefly about kindness. So thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and have a good day.